Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. I keep wanting to do the Icewind Dale intro. This evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever this finds you, whenever this finds you. Tonight, we are carrying on with session 83 of our ongoing campaign playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition. Playing through the classic... Wow! Night Below campaign by Carl Sargent. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? First up, I have George.
Hey, I'm George. I'm playing Knox, the Unexpected, who is a human invoker who just reached 6th level, but has not trained yet to actually be 6th level.
Excellent. Next up is Jeffrey.
Everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Calidor, the Elven Fighter Thief, who is level 6, going on to level 7.
Awesome. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I am John. I'm playing the lovable gnome, whose name is Dorman Kettleborn. I'm a level 6 thief, level 5 illusionist, and knocking
He's
on
lovable.
Yes, and overly confident. And I'm knocking on the level... Just level 7 thief and level 6 mage. I just got to train now.
Very nice. All right, next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Bergour, who is a dwarf fighter. I am 7th level. It's going to be a long time to 8.
It takes a while.
They get so far apart.
Double.
Well, I noticed also on the weekend I was looking at because I was thinking about starting like how to handle a one shot with AD&D and starting with flat amount of XP. And it's weird that the fighter slows down at those mid levels and then the mage suddenly speeds up, because when there's a point where you can be ahead as a mage from where the fighter is with the same XP.
Yep.
So not to make you feel even worse.
Funky math.
I'm making you feel worse now, too. It's like being on a treadmill while someone's running next to you. Next up is Dave, our resident armorsmith.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dave. I'm drinking bourbon and amaretto. And I think they call that a Godfather. But we'll just go with bourbon and amaretto. And I'm playing a character tonight, aren't I? Yeah, I'm playing Druin Axebrother, who is a 6th level dwarven fighter, 5th level specialty priest of Clangdon Silverbeard. The what were those things, Kev? So we got those new names.
Oh yes, our new. Yeah, we have to give a big thank you for. I got to check the name here. I haven't responded to this person on the comment yet. But Nick Jackson, a huge thank you for sharing Aarakocra names for all of the characters. We've run them through with everybody too. I shared your post with everybody, and we've all collectively decided that those are canonical. So our characters' Aarakocra names, and you have the distinction of being the first viewer to add something canonical to our game. So.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Druin is the Feather of Battle, the Lord of the Twig Axes, Bird of Prey, Worm Slayer, Rock of Battle, and Smoldering Feather.
Nice. And last but certainly not least is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Chael. He is a 5th level specialty priest of Corellon, the god of the elves. And I am very, very, very close to 6th level.
Nice. All right. So then, guys, last session was an eventful one in the sense that it was your first proper foray into the Underdark, into the Night Below. So, what happened in the first foray? Anything of interest? Do characters nearly die or anything?
Well, we had a couple of run-ins with spiders. And by a couple, I mean, so the first time we got across the bridge and we're looking at all sorts of stuff. We found backpacks, which is nice because the Gibberlings took our last backpacks.
Yep.
And then
Did you say backpacks or cursed backpacks?
You can't fake me out with that, Madison. I know that the backpacks aren't cursed. So then Knox and Druin had this great idea that they would burn up some cobwebs on some furniture. And all of the cobwebs went up, including the cobwebs that sort of made like a door for this entryway into the spider lair. And out came about 1 billion little spiders. And the Knox fireballed and killed about 500 million little spiders. And we cut down the rest of them. And that was all right. Oh, but we had I skipped a fight with the spiders because we also had Druin casting strength on himself and alerted a bunch of spiders to our presence, where we had to kill some spiders and the big spider that ran off before we could kill it. And by ran off before we could kill it, I mean it's a good thing that it didn't attack us then, because we got some more PCs later on in the session. Because so then we fought that group of spiders, and then we fought the other group of spiders, and then we advanced along up to about here where you can see, and Knox came up to the web doorway, and then Splat, the giant spider, jumped on him and did the fang thing, and Knox went down to -9 hit points because he failed his poison save. And I think he failed twice because I think we spent 1 astonishing fortune to save again, and then 1 to save him from dying. And then Carrick rushed in to try to kill the big spider, did a lot of damage, but did not kill the big spider, which meant that the spider got a chance to kill him and got pretty close there.
Yeah.
Oh, and there were about 1 billion little spiders at this point, but this was sort of like the fight with the gnolls, where there's 1 big gnoll and 1 billion little gnolls, and the little gnolls start to just sort of, they're like, clone troopers or battle droids in a Star Wars movie, where they just sort of get mowed down and don't contribute a whole lot to the fight. Then we eventually killed the big spider, and then wrapped up by killing off a lot of little spiders. There were a couple that scurried off this direction. And then Bergour and Druin bravely went into the spider lair to try to, after we had burned up the cobwebs, we set them on fire and flash burned and all that sort of stuff, so that hopefully if they had any non-burnable treasure, it'll be lying on the ground just waiting for us. And I think the treasure was just, it was lying there waiting for us, but we decided that we had to wait until next session to get the fabulous loot that the spiders left behind. That had better be pretty fabulous after 2 near PC deaths.
Yeah, you'd think so, hey?
You think so? Pretty nasty.
Yeah, poison's no joke in 2nd edition.
No, most definitely. Well, especially the spider venom. Yeah,
Maybe I should play a halfling.
Well, not a bad idea. So Knox survived, but with the loss of an eye.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's all like
We didn't have any astonishing fortune left when you were doing your mortal wounds roll.
Nope.
Exactly.
We were all out.
Well, magic missile doesn't miss, right? So as long as you got 1 eye.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to look at it that way.
All right. So you guys did recover quite a bit of loot last time too, didn't you? In that other.
Yeah, we got some treasure from the first spider colony.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Okay, so I found it now.
Including a really crazy, cool book of Thar's Doom.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Maybe super dangerous, maybe super helpful.
No, it's dangerous.
Either way, it's dangerous. It's
Yeah. So what have you guys identified so far? Is it anything? I don't think so, right?
No, because identify takes like 8 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
But all we did was do, taste of potions. And that
Well,
sort of
you know
thing.
what you guys need to do, which is an easy task, is just find a portal between dimensions, travel to the Forgotten Realms, head north, look for the ruins of Netherese, flying cities, and just hold the shit against those altars. It's easy.
It's that easy.
You know what?
It is.
We hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's the most obvious of routes that you overlook.
All right, You know,
And while
we'll
we're there,
do
we
that.
can maybe help stop Auril, the White Witch, who's trying to create Eternal Winter, because the rest of those guys are constantly side questing and not thinking big picture.
Good point.
That's mainly my fault, or partly my fault.
All right. So then, guys, we're picking up in the remnants of the spider cave. So Knox is up. One of his eyes is now all opaque and sickly colored.
And, yeah, roomy and yeah.
Yeah. He's a witch from every film made from like 1950 to 1985.
That's not wrong.
All right. So then, what is going to happen next, guys? So what you find, I guess, in here in the burned remnants, you find the charred remains, and maybe still kind of popping hundreds, if not thousands, of eggs. Apart from that, nothing else.
Everything's fine.
You're fine. How about you?
I mean, it seems like we should.
Oh, you guys did hear one.
retreat?
There's one other thing that you did.
Yeah, there was the they have a T-Rex moment.
I don't know where we are. You ship ping us, Kev, or something?
Yep, here we go. You guys are right here. I do have you on the right map, don't I? Yep. Great.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Oh, and if we, for those listening at home, if we do happen to lose our cameras at some point tonight, Roll20 is apparently updating their servers that deal with audio and video. So the audio should be fine, but if we just see our pictures instead, that's why. So then, guys, what do you wish to do next? Knowing that is empty, and Caldor, I think you saw up ahead there. You saw something, didn't you?
Yeah, a giant hole or crevice into the ground that he wasn't too impressed with.
Like it wasn't lacking impressiveness. It's just
that he doesn't want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That way. Does that make it a little more clear?
Like, if you tell him Kev his game's not impressive, he might spice it up a little too much, and then we'll all be glad.
And nobody wants that.
Turns out my that is my weakness is a thin skin. So oblique insults. Oh, jeez.
Oh, you guys.
This isn't hard enough.
Well, I mean, if you listen to chat, that is.
Guys in chat, please stop. We're not very good. We're not very good players.
All
I
right.
may have done that actually once while fighting in the SCA when I was in my second week fighting against some dude, and he's this 13-year vet, knighted, all this other stuff, and I was asking him, "Oh, really? How long have you been doing this?" And he took it as "You're not very good. How long have you been doing this?" And I was just asking. So he proceeded to give me a black and blue thigh.
Hence,
hit me so many times that it was just mashing the armor into my thigh until I went home purple from knee to hip. It was pretty bad.
What an asshole.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It was
I'm kidding.
Good life lessons.
Well, avoid those people? That seems like a good life lesson.
Yeah.
So Dorman, it seems he didn't trust the dwarves when they said there was nothing in there because he's poking his way in.
I wanted to see.
What do you guys wish to do next? Now, for John and for Will, who were not here, these green-looking things here, those are mushrooms.
Oh.
And if you touch them, they have an acidic... No, I'm kidding. They're just mushrooms. Just oversized.
Does anybody have herbalism that can see if they're edible?
Yeah.
We haven't really checked.
Because I don't know if you noticed, but our palate has been very bland the last couple days, and
Please take a look.
You don't need to eat the food if you don't want to eat it, Dorman.
Go ahead and give us a
Herbalism check.
herbalism check there, please, Chael.
Sure.
Dorman watches closely.
Hey!
Okay, so you would have suffered a penalty because herbalism. This is more like the types of herb lore or of fungal life that live beneath the surface are very, very different from those on the surface. But you've actually heard about this, and it was sort of a like, I can't believe they do that. But dwarves often will supplement their diet with crops of mushrooms, and I'd mentioned to the guys before that Druin and Bergour thought that they looked kind of like that, and like there may have been spots where they were being grown, but like an abandoned farm where kind of like wheat and whatever they're growing will just grow wildly instead of an organized kind of way. That's sort of what this is you just patches of mushrooms that have grown here. So what it means is that there's lots that you can harvest here for food.
Okay. How are we on rations, y'all?
Terrible.
I have it listed. I don't think we've eaten anything since the last session I was here. Mm-hmm. We have 6 rations from deer hunting, and that's it.
Okay, so we definitely need to harvest some of this stuff and take with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we know how long these mushrooms last?
It's normal rations, so you can carry as much as you want, but it'll only last for 1 week.
Okay. So mushroom.
And for Bergour and Druin,
Yeah,
it'll be just like what Bearded Mom used to make.
How many can we recover?
Yeah, how much can I harvest here?
As much as you want to cover. There's tons of it around here. So you can, as much as you want to carry, you're limited by the weight. And you guys just picked up a whole bunch of new stuff as well, too. So
There's also some free mining gear in crates just around the corner we picked up.
Yep. Oh, yeah, right. So
wanna...
John and Will, you guys can, or Chael and Dorman, you can get a new backpack as well, too. There were backpacks in there. And there was the mining lamps that dwarves use, as well as a little alchemical kind of light things.
Gotcha.
And
Dorman still has his original backpack, so he doesn't need it. But he will grab about, 2 weeks worth of mushrooms and carry them.
Okay.
So 14 rations.
So 14 rations.
So while we're harvesting mushrooms, we should have a discussion, because originally the plan was to only come down here for like 4 or 5 hours at maximum, right?
Yeah.
And then we would go up and check in with our Aarakocra buddies, and we would decide what we were going to do next. Because at one point, what our plan was to tell the Aarakocra buddies basically, hey, could you go fly back to the Featherfall tribe itself and get us some supplies, and hopefully if we had been down here for a little while, we might have some idea of what we're facing and be able to ask for like specific supplies or things like that. But in Discord, there was a lot of talk about people wanting or needing training, and I don't know. Seems like the Underdark isn't going to go anywhere while we're gone. Although who knows what's going to come out of it. I guess we should decide what the plan is.
And I didn't quite catch this if it was discussed, but this entrance that we found to the Underdark, how far away is that from our civilization touchstones?
It is a little ways away from Broken Spire Keep. I don't think we figured out exactly how far it was yet.
Let's take a look.
I think we're a week's travel away from.
So it's a ways away from civilization, certainly, because it's 3 days from Broken Spire to Featherfall, and then another couple days through the plains back to Harleton, and then further to Millbourne.
Okay.
Another day from Harleton to Millbourne along the road. So probably, like a week's worth of travel to get back to civilization. And then another week to get back out here, obviously. Of course, in the months of time it'll take to do training, that seems kind of like, small change, but...
Yep.
The discussion was... I think that the reason you guys were hitting the Underdark in the first place was to try and find a way underneath Broken Spire Keep, right?
Yeah. And we haven't found evidence of that yet, although there's some suggestion that this was constructed or dug or found and used by dwarves, and that would make sense with dwarves building the keep also. We still haven't found any particular evidence of like veins of precious minerals or gemstones or anything like that to suggest what they were mining here. But certainly it seems like there's a sort of suspicion that around the same time that the keep was built, at least, that there were dwarves here doing mining.
You know what has rules for mines and things like that?
Oh no, not
Your
another
survival
book.
guide. Yep.
Another book.
It's not as good as Wilderness Survival Guide, but it does have some cool stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not as it really
I agree.
isn't as universally useful, but it's got some.
But also, just to mention to Will and Jonathan, one of the things that we also found were cocooned some orcs that had a fishy smell.
Oh, right.
So
And
we don't know exactly.
sigils. So
And the
When
sigil,
you say
right?
cocooned, you're meaning cocooned by the spiders?
Correct.
Yeah, let me bring back
Okay,
to the map.
okay.
You guys can show them where it is, if you like. Boom.
So we don't know exactly how long it took to get there. We don't know if they were part
It was
of
in this
it.
truck
cubby
The
hole.
details. But yeah.
You can see
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
Well, and then what did you
Paddled
find?
around to climb up in the ceiling and cut their bodies down.
What did you find in the other room, too, where you found all the loot? Where all those spiders were? It was bones, wasn't it, on the ground?
Yes.
Piles and piles of bones.
Yeah. I don't think we determined.
You
What
guys saw
specific
loot,
type
and that
of
was
bones?
all. That was the end of the sentence.
So,
I didn't read past that
some of
point.
them looked like some Knight of St. Cuthbert or something got eaten, so that tells us something about who was.
My notes are very general. Like we went here, and then when it gets to the loot, it's very specific.
Fast rules everything around me.
Yep. So what was found there, just for John and Will's benefit, was a magical longsword, a magical spear, a magical staff, a couple oils, a magical quilted armor, and a book. And the
A book.
just a book. You know,
Just a book.
a little something. It was one of the Ramona books. No, it was affixed with the symbol, the twisting kind of chaotic symbol of Tharizdun.
I'll be even more clear. This is how detailed my notes get. It was a scorched leather with bone settings, with a sigil of a jagged spiral that was there. We knew was there.
And Dorman turns up his nose because he thinks it's like necromantic or something.
Good guess.
Do we know if books dedicated to, obviously this is a god, but books dedicated to a god, are they always fully divine, or do they sometimes have magic? Arcane?
What the priests in the party may be able to correct on too is it is an incomplete description to call Tharizdun a god, because it's an entity from before that time, chained by the gods to prevent the destruction of all. At least that's what the mythology says.
Okay.
So,
parallel mythology would make it more like a titan. If you look at it in terms of like titans in Greek mythology, where the pantheon got together and said, "No, you're too powerful. We need to lock you up," kind of thing.
Well, or like a Tiamat's a thing in D&D, isn't?
Yep.
But like mythological Tiamat, who is like a being of chaos from which existence is created.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Got it.
Okay.
So just so you guys, meaning Will and Jonathan, know, we had discussed the possibility of leaving this place, doing some training, and returning. Because
George, your character has astrology, right?
I do have astrology and omen reading.
So, if you think of the cosmology of the D&D world likes to present is that there's this world of balance, right? With the Great Wheel, and there's things on one side and things on the other side. But what that misses is the kind of like the meta fight that has already been won by order, because there is an order that was imposed on that. What Tharizdun represents a shift in the overall fight of order versus chaos. Order in the current version of the cosmos that D&D, that Greyhawk operates in, this is order. There are different planes. There are rules to traveling between them. There is an order between of the planes. There are borders between them. What chaos would represent is all of that thrown out.
The loss of my eye tells me that we are now seeing an potential age of chaos reigning here, where the divisions between the planes are meaningless, and all will be cast into a chaotic realm from none of which we can escape.
Love it. Pray to Tharizdun.
Let's not do
exactly. No, this is my fear, and perhaps we can do something about it. But I am just warning you that this is what I see in the signs and portents of what we have discovered so far.
Do we have about 15 weeks before that happens, though?
Give or take.
Tharizdun is both.
We should go train.
Tharizdun, it's because it is chaos personified. It could arguably be something beyond time, in which case it's free already, and just reaching back and waiting until it drags you all into its presence.
This may have already happened. It may be too late, but I still think we should do what we can to try to prevent the entire multiverse from falling into complete and total chaos.
Maybe we can get Dorman some cooking supplies too.
But I think we should do both of those things.
So,
well, I wonder how much the dwarven cosmology versus, say, like the elven cosmology is in regards to Tharizdun, as far as existence.
So because the gods have objective ways of manifesting themselves, and because powerful heroes or beings or whatnot may come from the wider world, while like knowledge of the Great Wheel may not be common knowledge for like the farmer working the field, or even like most adventurers or things like that, those who have a knowledge of the higher realms would know that that there is a order to the universe that supersedes any one race or ethnicity or anything like that.
I was just wondering if there were any differences in maybe our knowledge base.
Like, just like in our world, like, I mean, absent even within this, I don't mean this as a slight to religious people, so any religious folks don't take me wrong here, but religion in our world exists without, and incredibly devout belief, without spells, without miracles that are objectively measurable. Whereas in this world there are. It is an objective thing. So, but like in our world too, people may just ignore the objective reality and not require that, and they may believe that elves may still believe that what's his name, Corellon may be the creator. I can't remember if he's a creator god or not, or that Moradin could be a creator. Certainly of their races, maybe. But who knows? It's the part of the wonderful diversity that you see in Greyhawk probably comes from the fact that so many gods wanted to do the same kind of thing. Like, hey, I want to make my own thing. So here we go. Boom. Maglubiet wants to create or at least shepherd the bugbears along. Moradin wants to shepherd or created the dwarves and so forth. So
And there has been a balance between chaos and order all this time. The problem is that Tharizdun wants only chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where, like, I'm saying that it's not even the most evil god, even the most chaotic evil god. They want destruction and whatnot, but it's still they're forced to manifest that and their power through the existing structure. Tharizdun wants to shatter all of it.
Right, and that's kind of where Chael's thoughts are, as comparing Tharizdun to like Loth.
Yeah, Loth is an understand. You know what it is? It is a adversary nation as opposed to a natural disaster.
Right.
You can understand what the motivation or whatever else, or even if you don't agree with it, you may be able to wrap your head around what an adversary may have, an enemy may believe. But something that is just a force, there's no rationing, no reasoning with it, no whatever. Right. And those that follow it are effectively nihilists. They just want to free their god so that everything can be destroyed.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking of. There's still, even though all the chaotic evil nature of the Drow, there's still an organizational structure.
Well, and not for nothing, like, Tharizdun generally doesn't have allies. Because, like, no one wants it all burned down, really. Some of the demons may. But even demons, too, they still jockey for positions, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right.
So, mushrooms and...
Am I remembering correctly, Kev, that Tharizdun is also the great elemental eye?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So it's all of the elements combined together in a completely chaotic fashion that could render all of, existence into a complete state of chaos. So it's incredibly dangerous.
And this is, I guess, one last thing. So Tharizdun is able to, through his cults, or its cults, is able to manifest divine power and whatnot in the same way that other gods are. But hello. Anna just says hi to everyone after making her Kramer entrance.
Hi, puppy.
Nice.
Hi, sweetie pie. Hi, sweetie pie. Yeah.
I hope a Kramer reference is still an actual reference.
It's okay. I used to do when I haven't done it for a couple of years now, but I used to judge first year law students in their fort or mock trial thing, and for a couple of years, people still got my Jack McCoy reference, and then at some point, I would say it, and there'd just be this like blank stare. I'm like, you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, anyway, do you? Like, maybe you suits.
Well, I have discovered now that I believe I'm correct that I'm the oldest person on this channel. So
that's right. When I make my Peter
Falk, I don't know what's relevant anymore.
Well, you don't look old, George. So
yeah.
Well, I beat everybody. I beat everybody in the age department. But I appreciate that, Jonathan. Just a lot of plastic surgery. When you move to LA, they give you plastic surgery on every year you get plastic surgery for free.
Seconds tax credit, right?
That's right.
Thank you, Garcetti. Okay, a little localized humor for the LA residents there.
Yeah, it really is. Sorry, everybody else.
All right, so then, guys, with your discussion of, apart from the discussions of mushrooms and, apocalyptic philosophy, what else do you guys wish to do in this cave? I'm assuming someone's keeping an eye out for spiders?
I only have an eye to keep out, but I think I'm just sort of recovering, so I don't think I can really be very helpful to the rest of the party at the moment.
Okay.
I think Chael would be fairly observant, especially as it pertains to spiders and their connection to the aforementioned laws.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. One of the first things targeted was a blade dancer.
Yep.
So.
That's
true. Yeah, because that's Carrick, right?
That Carrick, yes. Carrick is a blade dancer. Yeah. So then, as much as that class gets shit for how allegedly unbalanced the kit is, I just realized on the weekend that there's a 4th edition version of the Blade Dancer, and I see that in Tasha's they've introduced a 5th edition version of Blade Dancer
really?
as well. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Was there a 3rd edition version of the Blade Dancer?
I think so.
Races of the Wild might have it.
And maybe as a prestige class?
It's impossible to believe there's not.
Yeah.
I know in Pathfinder you got Dervish dancers of all kind of stuff that you use like a scimitar or something one-handed and nothing in the other hand, and there's few archetypes that do that. So I don't know if it's elven specific.
Just Blade Dancers, very, very D&D specific, elf specific thing. So I don't recall coming across it, but that doesn't mean it didn't exist. Anyway, so Chael's keeping out. What are you guys planning on doing today then? What are you thinking? Do you continue exploring what lurks further in the cave? Do you pick up, your wounded and retreat? What are you thinking?
I'm for all of those things. Leave, go home.
No, I mean, if you guys, are kind of at the point where we need to go back and...
How close are you to leveling, Chael?
I'm sorry?
How close are you
I'm
to leveling?
2,000 off. Or actually, I think it's under 2,000.
Maybe we should keep looking for more treasure so that when we get identified, Chael can...
We should identify some loot for Chael and head home.
Yeah, not for nothing. ID and loot is what the last... I think like each of the party members got something ridiculous, like 4,000 XP.
Yeah.
In Icewind Dale from identifying...
Not to overexcite anybody, but we have 2 mages here capable of casting Identify, so we could do that tomorrow and then head to town.
Well, let's look around. What's in this room here, Dorman? Did you find anything?
In the web room?
Yeah, the former web room.
Nothing apart from broken eggs and the charred remains of the webbing.
Maybe I just haven't been here long enough. If I stand here a little longer, will something appear?
You're already getting to the WoW spirit there, Dave. That's great. I'm gonna wait for respawn.
I'll wait for respawn. All right. So do we go forward or we go back?
I hear something about a big hole to the north, right?
Yes, and that's where you heard that growl, and by growl I mean roar.
All right. So there's a hole ahead, and then after that there'll be a staircase, and then after that there's going to be a never-ending supply of story hooks to keep us. I mean, things ahead of us to keep us from going forward.
What do you think? Dorman's kind of curious. He wants to see what's down the hole.
You have ways of moving forward without being detected, and if you wish to do that, that makes sense to Knox. But he's still ailing, and he also feels this kind of like surge of power within him that he can't really put into practice. So he would like to be able to do that.
I've been feeling that for many sessions.
Right. So you get me.
Yeah, I think Dorman will cast invisibility on himself and go see what's over the hole.
Okay.
He'll try to
We will hold
silently.
back.
He'll move silently.
Calendar will watch
Okay.
from behind the corner here.
Yeah, and you need to move yourself very slowly because shit might happen.
Oh, hell.
Well, I'm slow as a gnome, so.
Okay. So yes, what you can see, as I said on Friday too, guys, like there is a massive, the feeling of an enormous flow of air coming from below. And from where you are, Dorman, you can see there is this vast fissure about 25 feet across. And you cannot see the bottom from here. You'll have to get closer.
Yeah, I'm probably going to sneak up until I see the far end of the wall. And then...
What you can see is that the edges of it are full of cobwebs.
Close, a little closer.
Okay. Did you want to move one more closer? You might see something.
That's very tempting, but I just stop and listen.
Okay. You're listening, and what you can hear is the flow of... is that water? Very, very far off. But it's being carried by echoes. so it's very difficult to place.
Gotcha.
Wherever that fissure goes, it goes down quite far.
Would my thieving detect noise give me any kind of extrasensory kind of pinpoint?
You took no levels in Daredevil, so no.
No, I didn't. So okay.
So I mentioned my gnomish name is Matt Murdock. No.
I changed my name for that. And Druid has blind fighting.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
I think now that I see the other end of the hole there, not the far wall, I'm gonna start heading back to the group.
It looks like the wall curves around on the right side as well too.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak back to the group, being sneaky gnome.
Okay.
Get next to Bergour and whisper, so the hole's about 25 feet across, and the cavern curves to the right, past it, and I hear the sounds of long distant echoey water. There also the hole's covered with spider webs along the edges.
I hear Dorman. Where is he?
You hear a clang as I poke your armor.
So, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I'm asking the poison-resistant dwarves what they want to do. There's signs of spiders. There's webs near the hole.
What are you thinking, Bergour?
So I'm in pretty good condition to push on, but I recognize that I may be in some of the best condition to push on because I don't use spells and I've got a whole bunch of hit points left and a pretty good poison save and all that sort of stuff. So I'm happy to back out now if that's what we're feeling like.
And just to be clear, I'm happy to move forward just with the understanding that I don't have a lot to offer the group overall.
Yeah, because you got that fireball, I think, recovered from the Petal of Power.
I have one fireball, I have a couple of flaming spears, and a couple of magic missiles.
That's a lot.
So we could go for a little bit more, is what you're saying.
After you lose an eye, you start to rethink things.
Yeah, I think this is true.
Let's go to the hole and say that we're gonna whatever is in the hole, unless it is a great big pile of treasure right in front of us, we're gonna end today there inside the cave.
Okay, I'll scout for more.
That seems like a good.
I'll scout around a little bit more. Just follow after me in about a minute.
They can't see you.
Well, I'm gonna say come after me in a minute. So, and if you hear me shouting, then run faster.
Okay.
Cheapers.
Oh yeah, let me turn on my little invisibility signal there.
Okay.
Stepping closer. Trying to move silently.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Are we going forward?
I see something along the very edges of my vision. Let's get
I
closer.
don't know if it's been a minute yet. My timekeeper is, stolen by the gibberlings. So
the dwarven pocket piece.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all nestled in the ceiling. Dorman. They don't seem to
Easily
have heard.
visible?
They don't seem to have heard you. And I think after the attacks that you've experienced in the last little while, you knew to look up, and you can see that there's just quite a few of them in the ceiling. They look, though, they're positioned in such a place where if they pulled themselves up, they may disappear.
Okay. I'm gonna move back. And let me know when a minute has happened.
Okay. Well, you move... Yeah, it's very close to a minute by the time you get back, I think.
Okay. I'm going to get right next to Druin and Bergour and say there are some spiders about 20 feet to the east of the hole and up on the ceiling. About 5 or 6 of them. And it looks
Small
like they
ones
could
or
put...
big ones?
Well, every spider looks big to me, but I think they're as big as Max. And they look like they could pull themselves up and disappear.
Anybody know anything about those kind of spiders?
I think they poisoned Max the last time we fought one of them.
Yeah, Knox might have lost an eye.
I got. To be fair, I got poisoned by a big one. However, the smaller ones are, pretty dangerous on their own.
Mm-hmm. Max can attest to that.
But you said a big spider, right, John?
Let's say in a scale of small, medium, large, or huge, I'm thinking about 5 large spiders.
Okay.
Definitely 4.
Horse size. Those ones are the nasty ones.
But we could take them, right?
I mean, well, when they're on the ceiling, they're really hard to deal with, is the thing.
Well, if you fireball them off the ceiling, then we just hit their remains with, swords and stuff.
I can do that the one time.
In addition to mines, you know what this also has rules for? Cave-ins.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, a lot of rocks in here to fall.
I'm not worried about rocks and stone, but yeah, you're right. Maybe you're right about that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, presumably you're not going to be standing under it and firing up for your fireball. I'll tell you how to do your jobs, guys, but...
Well, you might have to.
Do you find that these spiders can leap, like, up in the air?
We haven't seen that so far.
Are you
They
talking
at least
They
move
like-
pretty quickly.
They
Like
move
cover.
fast, but we haven't seen them jump like 30 feet into the air, as far as I recall. But they're quick.
in a single bound? Or
I think in a single bound. Yes.
Yeah.
Point taken.
Sneakily thinking about using levitate to keep Knox out of the battle, but that might
don't
just make
mind
it
that.
easy picking.
I'm willing to go forward and use my 1 fireball spell if the rest of you think that that is a wise idea.
I could make you invisible until you let it off.
I don't think it's wise because they can climb the walls and ceilings, and we don't really have a good way to deal with that other than 1 fireball. And more generally, our strategy tends to involve dwarves at the front and a shield wall, mages behind shooting. And if they climb the walls and ceilings, then they're just going to walk around the shield wall and kill the mages.
Chael,
And I don't have great depth perception at the moment.
so what you're saying is the mages should be at the front?
Yes, that was my point. The mages should just be in front of the shield wall, make it even easier for the spiders.
Like right between you and I, put Knox, and then right between Chael and Caldor, put Dorman, and then we've got like guys covering guys, and we're good to go.
Well, and let me point out 2 things. 1, I have a continual light stone thanks to Druin, but that did attract them to me. And 2, I think Dorman that the invisibility would be more beneficial to me after casting the fireball.
Noted.
One thing that Chael, because you've been dwelling on the potential impact of Loth on this, one thing you know from stories about this is there are degenerate worshippers of Loth that have been misshapen or perhaps blessed by their demon goddess into being a horrible amalgam of spiders and drow. And the reason I mention that only is because to one degree or another, the drow seem to have a special connection with spiders. And legends say that, like spiders, they can sense the presence of things in their webs from the furthest corner with vibrations through. So every one of the webs that you cut down may be the same as ringing a bell to let the spiders know where you are.
Yeah, why don't we just go back to civilization?
Give up. I can take up a
I'm
nice
just
teaching
saying.
position.
Oh, we just concede.
Let's just all
Well,
level
you
up.
know,
Because we're a
if
bunch of
Darius Dune
bloodthirsty
doesn't have a lot
adventurers.
of followers, that's like potential opportunity for the first ones, right?
So, what would you guys like to do?
Switch sides then? Would Loth take Dwarven followers, do you think?
So
Says the Allegor.
exactly. It seems like our two options are this. Correct me if I'm wrong. One, proceed forward, attempt to deal with these spiders. Option two is to forget these spiders for the moment, return to civilization, do some training, come back in like maybe a couple of months around, and maybe some of these locations we've already been through will be repopulated. Who knows? So it may be a little bit more difficult, but we're at a higher level of ability.
Yeah, I know I'm close to leveling up, but seriously, if y'all want to go back to civilization and get your leveling done, I got no problem with that.
Will, do you just Chael feel like he's like really close? Like we just took on these spiders?
Is Chael, well, more to the point, is Chael within 10% of his next level, like of what he needed to get there?
He can pre-train.
Yeah, because you can pre-train.
Oh yeah, he's under 10% because I think
so
he's
you can
get out of here.
Yeah, you can
he's
pre-train.
got to have 35k, and he's at 33k. So
yep.
Yeah, that's only 2,000 versus 3,500. So yeah, he's within 10%.
That's great. So you could pre-train, and then when you hit the level marker, you could.
I was wondering if we could still pre-train. I couldn't remember if that stopped at a certain level or not.
Nope, no, you just have to stop having to pay for training at a certain point. Once you hit level 6.
So yeah, why don't we just go back to civilization and get all that done?
All right, let's just hit the portal stone thing. We'll end up at town and.
I don't think the portal stone takes us to town.
I was going to say, you got a port key? What's up with that?
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys are leaving this region behind, let's move yourself back. Because remember, this is not a event-free trip out of here. Does Max wants to know, like, is he remaining in bear form then for now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until we get to the bridge.
Yeah.
If we're leaving, like, Dorman's going to gather another 2 weeks of rations.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right. I'll grab some.
Just in case gibberlings.
Okay. So then, I can't remember how much do rations weigh?
Well, I almost have nothing, so. Let's see.
I know iron. I thought that iron rations weighed, or maybe rations.
They're more.
Way more.
I think iron are more. Well, iron. Well, I don't remember.
Yeah,
one weighs more. Yeah.
They cost more. One weighs more.
I think iron actually weigh less. The idea is because they're dried out, so you're not carrying water weight. Yeah. I'm pretty sure iron weigh 5 pounds per 1 week, and I don't remember what regular rations weigh.
Here we go.
I don't see weight listed in my PHP.
Or did we have difficulty finding this before?
Yes, we had to use the ash
weights
instead of the AD&D because it doesn't list weights in AD&D for rations.
See, I've got a base carry weight of 55, and I'm carrying about 35 pounds of gear. So I'm going
to leave this hemp rope here.
There we go. Provisions.
You're just going to drop his coil of hemp rope in that pile of mining supplies. Now I'm free to pick some rations.
I think I'm gathering 2 weeks worth.
Okay.
4 weeks worth of it, yeah.
Well, they spoil in a week, Dorman.
No, but I think he's going to use that to help feed you guys.
That is correct.
Yeah.
There are 6 to 7 of us, and we'll go through them in 4 days.
I think I might rather eat Clangadin's pancakes.
Okay, so rations. A week of rations is 10 pounds, so it'll be 20 pounds for 2 weeks.
Oh, were these like regular rations or iron rations?
These are regular rations. Iron rations weigh only 5.
Okay,
these mushrooms are regular rations.
Yeah, they've got water weight and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can get 2 weeks worth, not 4 weeks. Anybody else want to get some?
I know
It's 10 pounds. 20 pounds.
Yeah, I can carry some.
I'm carrying 27 pounds of gold, man. You think I can carry mushrooms too?
What about Knox? Do you have unexpected strength to help us out with?
I actually do. So I can carry. Let me see. Oh, I lost some stuff actually, so I am actually less encumbered than I was previously.
Yeah, I can carry
20 pounds though is a significant amount. I probably can carry 10 pounds.
Okay, we'll have 3 weeks worth then, so 21, and that'll feed us for 3 days. Plus whatever we find on the way out, so we can hunt and stuff in the meantime, or eat Plangeton's pancakes or whatever.
Hey, you know what? We did a little scouting mission here. We figured out there was orcs in the Thornwood. I bet you Darius Carmen will pay us a handsome sum to get rid of those orcs.
That's true. But that means we have to talk to him again.
I don't want to talk to him ever again, but maybe he'll pay us.
You did hear that rumor about Citadel Silver, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it about silver? It was flooded or something? What did we find out?
Their mines are flooding, yeah.
Yeah, the mines are flooded.
So, guys, you can start making your... I'm assuming you got all your mushrooms now. You are free to start moving yourself out here.
Let's go, Max.
Like, Knox, stick next to me.
We're pretty much at the bridge immediately, so...
Hey, Calidor.
I'm assuming we're kind of already here, because isn't this where all the mushrooms are, where I am right now?
There's mushrooms all along.
Oh, all along, okay.
Yeah, anywhere you see those green circles, that's all mushroom. The spores would have been in the intervening centuries since the mine was abandoned. The spores have drifted down and grown wild in the cave.
So Dorman or Calidor should go across with and bring the rope so that it can assist other people.
Why don't you bring 2 and we'll make like a rope bridge kind of thing?
Well,
yeah.
Because there's posts right here, right?
Yep, the posts are still there. It's just the ropes that were cut.
Yeah, we'll just tie a rope to one post and drag it across and give people some... So basically, Calidor's idea twice.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, who would like to make their way across first? Then.
Dorman will.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's give
both good.
us a dexterity check, please.
I can do that.
And this bridge is, it's like you can see there, the edge, it's about 6 inches off of the surface of the water. Nice, yep. So, Dorman, you easily make your way across. It's a little wobbly, but you're lighter than the others.
And Dorman and Chell, just so you know, Knox did notice some rippling within the water as we were crossing, so just be careful.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Dorman's gonna tie the rope really good on this end.
Okay.
Jill, these mushrooms magical?
Oh, who was it? It was only the one that Knox ate that gave him insight of the chaos affairs there.
Yeah. Are you sure I should eat this mushroom with the blinking eye on it? That's fine.
Yeah.
You're okay. Who wants to go next then?
I can easily do it.
Okay.
And help Dorman with some strength from the other side.
Okay, so dex check, please.
Oops.
Come on. Here we go. Oh!
Oh.
I danced across there.
Yep, you ran across there, no problem. And I think with the 2 of you up there, you're able to tie up one of the ropes on this end as well too. So you do have you got now 2 handles to help yourself across. No one else needs to make a roll. And remember, there were as many ropes as basically you guys could carry in that in those crates. So you could easily leave these here and then just get a replacement from the supplies up to the north there.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Do you guys want to do that? I mean, it will.
I think we should do that just because we are going to return here. It might be a while, and it'd be great to see whether that rope has been manipulated in some way. Between the
sure.
time we leave and now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Max
We'll
gets
do it.
small. All right. My son and I watched Dr. No this weekend too, and with the the thing on like Crave a Local, the Canadian service that has like HBO and stuff like that on it. It has the entire James Bond library in it. So I was like, oh, it'll be fun to start watching. It's a little dated, but what made me think of it is that cool thing with the when he puts the hair between the two and the closet, and then when it's open, he notices that it's gone. So that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah. How did he? What was his impression of it? Was he like, "This is just I can't"?
No. He a lot he liked. There was some stuff that was a little like, well, that's really 70s, like the rear projection car chase.
Totally.
That was a little dated when they kept using the same.
So he knows. We still do that today, by the way.
Yes. Hide it a little better. It's also
by
like
the way, it's called poor man's process.
Nice.
Yeah.
It also like I'm not sure when the last time you saw Dr. No was, but like it ends in about 7 minutes. Like the whole end sequence is like suddenly just like something happens, everyone abandons their post, and then the movie ends.
That's fair.
So, but it was, and there's a couple bits that were quite, quite dated or quite 60s in it. The treatment of the female characters in it, like that's obviously a regular thing, but like it's really fucking brutal.
Like
in the literal sense.
The older you go, the worse it is.
Yeah.
On that series.
Yeah. Like
100%.
Quarrel threatens to break a girl's arm at one point. Like, do you want me to break her arm like casually? Like, I'm just gonna shatter her arm.
Yeah, totally.
Good God. But I mean, there was stuff that's just the nature of watching a movie from 62 or whatever it is. So, okay.
Think about how long ago that is.
Oh yeah, well it's crazy to think how young Connery was in that too. That's part of the reason why we started with that. We're probably gonna watch Goldfinger next. I think that's the next one in line.
No,
Nice.
on Her Majesty. Yeah,
From
on
Russia
Her
with Love
Majesty.
is 2. Goldfinger's 3.
Which one's 2?
From
On
Russia
Her
with
Majesty.
Love.
Oh, okay,
No,
cool.
From
That's
Russia
what
with
we got.
Love.
Okay, so then we'll gotta watch that next.
This is my dad's favorite one, so I've seen it
Oh,
more
nice.
than a few times.
My favorite is the worst. Diamonds Are Forever.
Well, I like that one too.
Oh, I love it's the way that the actor pronounces Willard White. I just fucking love.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so the so you guys are able to leave, and then what you've only been down there for about maybe an hour and change, and what you find out waiting for you outside is, of course, your Aarakocra allies hidden in the trees. You did not cast invisibility on them, I don't think, today, Dorman, so they've just been hiding out. So what they want to know when you guys get out is what you found. I mean, they look at Knox and are saying, like, were you driven out?
In a way. We had to leave. It was far too dangerous.
Then this is not going to be an approach for you to use.
Not at the moment, but perhaps if we prepare better and return.
You had discussed with them going to collect supplies and then bringing them back. Are they thinking, is that still your plan?
In a way, I think we would probably resupply, but we also need to train beforehand.
Okay. Are you guys intending... Hold on. Everyone other than Dorman and Knox can get their training done at Featherfall. So Knox and Dorman... I mean, Dorman can get half of his training done there. Where are you guys thinking of going here?
I mean, as far as I know, I need to go to Thurmaster.
Yeah. So I was thinking that we'd go all the way back to human civilization, just because it seems like when we've been gone for a while, nasty things have happened sometimes that we need to take care of.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Including one thing I was thinking, because Dagmire the son turned out to be a shape changer, and then didn't Rendemus disappear too? The dad who was
Dad disappeared.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was going to suggest is that Druin and Calidor and I could, since we were training with Rendemus as warriors and stuff, we probably know enough to like try to, Bergour can kind of try to oversee the chaos of his absence while Druin and Calidor trained in Milborn.
The difficulty is you can't. There's no one to train with them, unless Rendemus has a.
No, I could train them.
Who would train them?
I would.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm a higher level warrior.
Yep.
Or a higher level fighter.
Yep.
So I could train them and then be doing basically talk with Lord Carmen and see kind of what's gone on and if we can figure out a plan to deal with Rendemus's absence. That was one of my ideas.
Okay.
And then we can send Dorman and Knox to Thurmaster to do their wizard training. And Chael needs to be in Milborn, right? To do needs a priest.
Yeah,
to train
level.
with. So Featherfall or Semheis and Milborn.
So one thing I'm just looking at here, guys, I'm trying to see if the Woldecott River is navigable. Because I saw someone pointing towards that, and that's... you're heading in that direction anyway. So I'm wondering whether...
If it is navigable, it might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were worried about dragons, Dorman? They're like way over here, like Shrieking Mile.
Right.
I remember seeing one when we were camped somewhere over here that was flying these directions. So
then it doesn't matter which way we go.
Yeah, so the Woldecott is navigable.
Okay. I mean, that'll probably make things faster.
Yeah.
So some folks have to go to Milborn.
Yep.
So that's a separate.
Who knows how to make a boat?
I can build a boat now.
I've got
Right, yeah.
I've got used rope, so if we get a whole bunch of logs together, I could make a raft. But are eels in this river?
Well, I mean, what you can make is useful ties lashing sticks together. That does not a boat make.
Overconfident.
Delusional.
I think going back the way we came, and we'll leave the Woldcoat thing for another time.
Well, just as a question, do we know if the Woldcoat is traveled by boats for anybody? I don't know where it goes once you go south off the map.
Yep. It's
the hail went down.
In particular, for those who are wanting to head south into south of Heronshire, you can follow either river. It's just that the Woldecott is probably the favored, particularly in light of the rising presence of lizard men. I guess that's the other thing. So you guys have been gone for a little bit, like around 3 weeks at this point from when you last left Thurmaster, and you knew that when you left that there was the worry or the concern that the lizard folk numbers had exploded over the last couple of seasons, and that Thurmaster may be facing an influx of them this year. So you absolutely, Milborn definitely without Rendemus and without a suitable replacement may be in need of protectors, but Thurmaster may need that as well. Now, whether that comes to pass or not, or it's just scuttlebutt amongst farmers who live closer to the mire, that may be the case as well. But last time a lizard man or lizard folk army attacked Thurmaster, it was nearly annihilated and didn't recover in the, whatever it was, 60 years between that time of that attack and the time you guys came to see the place. So, what are you guys thinking? Clearly no shortage of options here. Go back to Featherfall.
At least at Featherfall we could resupply.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest place to get some supplies. And
otherwise it's going to be at least 3 days out. And then whatever the train here is probably going to be another maybe take us a week and a half to get to Thurmaster.
It's still summer. Yeah, so there still would be trips. It's there still would be boats moving up and down the Woldecott as well too, just like the what's it called Churnet. So
only the Dirt Elf was here to help us use that stone.
Right.
So what are you thinking, guys? Which direction are we heading?
Let's just be clear. The places we want to go are both Millbourne and Thurmaster, potentially on the way Featherfall. Is that right?
Yes, I think Featherfall on the way would be a good idea.
Featherfall, then Millbourne?
Featherfall, then then Featherfall, 3 days to Featherfall, and then it's 2 or 3 days along the plains to Harleton, and then 1 day from Harleton to Millbourne. I think that gets us to Millbourne faster than going through the forest this way. It gets us to Thurmaster anyway.
Right. And then we can take the Churnet River to Thurmaster for those who need to go there. And that way we have the group together, you know.
And that's trafficked pretty regularly, so that it's easier to find boats, I suspect, on that.
That makes sense.
route.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are so rich at this point. You in theory you could even purchase a boat.
I think I'm going to buy a boat and a crew.
And a crew, yeah.
As long as Druin's in the party summoning tornadoes and hurricanes, I don't think it's going to last long.
That's true.
Oh, wait.
But I do really like the idea of purchasing a boat and a crew, because we are often traveling and we are often at the mercy of who else is traveling. So, especially if we were to eventually, sometime in the future, maybe 6 months or a year from now, go to Threshold.
Mm.
You know.
Boat
nice to have our own boat. Yeah, exactly. A boober.
Yeah.
Need a boober.
Okay. So then, guys, so it sounds like today, so you reached here, you're going to be camping, I suppose, here for the day. Is that right?
Probably back at our sheltered campsite, not here by the entrance, but essentially here.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You don't want to camp near the haunted, the completely safe and unhaunted. Chell's like, but there's undead. There's probably undead here.
We're all just itching to make poison saves, so.
We'll give you, we'll fight some undead, give you some con loss. It'll make that poison look a lot better. All right.
Do you think, Knox, should we prepare to identify and do some identifying and then head out the day after, or should we just wait till we get to the
I would my preference would be to get to a safe area, and then because I lose so much con from casting that spell.
How much con do you have?
I have 16. So if I were to cast it twice, I would be at 0.
Yeah, no. Once between the two of us should be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as we're in a protected, area, I'm happy to cast it.
Okay.
So then, where are you guys? Okay, so for that evening, then, let's see. No,
I'm gonna remain invisible.
Where are those stats for a Baylor again? Just kidding.
I remember AC -8.
3d8 fire aura. Okay, so then, guys, you make your camp, and the evening is. Well, you tell me, like, what are you guys thinking? Like, I mean, it sounds like you guys have been traveling and fighting against these orcs for about, a week and a half by this point. You travel through that. I guess the other thing is you haven't laid those bones to rest either. So you still have the remains of the child and that oath that Dorman and Druin promised to lay this child to rest in its home.
Yeah,
I think it was just Dorman, but.
Oh, it was just Dorman?
I promised to return it to its kin, so I was thinking Palfrey's keep.
Oh. What if you're bringing a haunted thing into a... Wow.
It's not my problem.
Well, it is if you bring the haunted creature to a nice keep.
I haven't noticed any haunting presences, so I think it's good.
I don't know. I feel like there's an invisible gnome that keeps following us around, hitting us with spells and things like that.
I am known as the Errant Rainbow.
Well played.
That's true.
All right. So then, so I mean, like, what are you guys? How are you guys thinking? What's going through everyone's respective minds at this point? It is the first time you guys have ventured underneath the earth like this. Definitely seems like a different terrain from what you faced thus far. What are you thinking?
I think for Notch, he feels like there's some pull of destiny toward going underground. There's something that kind of unites everything we've encountered so far, that we've kind of been.
I feel
been
something
together.
weighing heavy over my head, like chapter titles.
Exactly. And so, despite the fact that he has suffered greatly in this underground realm, he feels like they have no choice but to return, but after they're more prepared.
For sure. Okay. What about everyone else? Anyone else have... there's something they're dwelling on, or...
Yeah, Dorman's he's looking forward to getting back to civilization and restocking his supplies, but overall he's despite all the bribes and poking fun he's got with his comrades, he's very attached to them, and he doesn't want them going off into the dark by themselves. So, to the end, guys.
Nice. All right.
Kalidor's just happy to see the sky. Some trees. Very nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I think Kalidor or Chael is with Kalidor on that.
Druin was kind of just starting to feel at home again.
Yeah.
Finally underground, surrounded by stone. Some spiders, mushrooms. Hey, we're good.
Well, I mean, being
I
that...
think my great axe was starting to feel like a connection to the weapon a little stronger. I don't know.
Well, being that scent is the sense associated most strongly with triggering memories, too. I imagine that the smell of these things cooking is the dwarven equivalent of, like, baked bread or something like that, right?
Hashtag home for the holidays. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Knox is very curious to kind of get a sense of what Bergour is thinking.
Bergour is not really much of one for like intense theological concerns or something like that, but he does kind of feel like the gods might have like fucked up on some level, because they created all these orcs and not nearly enough people to kill orcs, and a billion gnolls and not enough Aarakocra to kill gnolls, and all these goblins that took over the elf place. And if are we entirely sure that Tharizdun getting rid of all of this stuff wouldn't be positive, because it seems like there's plenty of bad to go around right now.
That's
But
a
it's
fair
organized
point.
bad.
But
It's
the
organized.
food, where will good food go? Must be people to eat it.
It's a fair point. Knox wonders if these things exist to challenge us and to see who we can become, despite where we began. It's being very philosophical in the moment.
Losing an eye will do that.
Exactly.
Well, and in respect to those, you said to say that there was not enough to deal with those threats. What is the status of those threats presently?
Yeah, but it took a lot of hard work. They could have just made it easy for us.
I think this universe is definitely overseen by some cruel and malicious god. All right. So with that, guys, with full bellies and with finally a variety in your meal, does anyone want to hunt tonight, or are you guys good to just stay in camp?
We'll get these.
You make that? Okay, go ahead. See what else
Somebody
you can
give
get.
me a bow. I'll go hunting.
Yeah, I'll go out with Kalidor. I mean, I've got the hunting.
Yeah.
too.
All you guys.
I'd rather
All you
eat
guys.
meat.
Who don't
I'd
like,
rather eat.
Zach, go
Okay.
ahead. Say it. I want to hear it.
I'd
Say
rather
it,
eat
Calor.
meat cooked over fire than frickin' dwarven dew mushrooms or
Okay.
whatever these weird things
Oh, I
are.
thought
we
you were
just
going to
picked.
say rather than that tasteless clangetin crap, right?
No, I like that tasteless clanging and crap.
Yeah.
That's the good shit.
Okay. So let's do this, guys. Tomorrow, were you guys intending on casting Detect or Identify tomorrow?
Dorman's willing
I
to.
was,
'cause-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so-
willing to do one of each for both of us.
Let's do that then, guys. Let me see if there's anything interesting that I can start with on Friday. Oh, I mean,
Don't we need to know the weather?
No, don't get a book. Don't get a book. Don't get a book.
oh, and I got 2 days to plan too.
Oh,
Holy
great.
smokes! That's lots of iterations of awful. So,
Does anybody have weather sense?
What? Nope.
Yeah, stick with me, Knox. At least the wizards will get away.
Oh, I will be right next to you.
here we go. Okay, so then wood.
Is it the night has passed already?
Yeah, the evening has passed. It did pass uneventfully. So you guys all heal.
Okay.
Let me move your.
We can get our spell then.
Yes.
I have to pray for 130 minutes to get my spells back.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just going to move everybody up here. Not everyone's under their correct place, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I've only got to pray for 40, 50, an hour.
An hour. Okay, so let's start with. We've got a couple of different items here. We have a. Let's see here. A sword, a spear, a staff, and a book, and a couple of oils.
With two wizards working in conjunction, would that give us 2 chances each to identify them?
And the armor. Yes, you guys can each try for each thing. You guys can identify whatever your level is. 5?
5 things.
So I think how many? There's sword, spear, staff, armor, and 2 oils. So you got 6 items in total.
To make it easy, Kev, we'll go in that order.
Okay. So then, who wants to roll for the sword first? The difficulty. Oh, actually, hold on. We got to distribute this amongst you guys because it's 8 hours, and presumably you guys are going. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not. That seems boring. So, let's go.
I'm happy to do 1 per day, whatever you think.
No, it's fine. So who wants to go roll first here?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
So it'd be 100 roll, right?
Yes, please.
And I have a 50% chance of identifying.
Okay. Here we go. Drum roll. Hey. Would you kindly give me a percentile roll, please, John?
Can do. 3.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, is that no
All right.
is good or no is bad?
No, I'm sure it's fine.
If this sword is cursed after Dorman rolled it and Bergour is the one carrying it, he's going to be pissed.
So this is a long sword, and remember it has that that special what do you call it? That the designs of Saint Cuthbert on it. And here's what it can do. It can restore once per day. It can restore 1 hit point by calling out basically a prayer to Cuthbert. So if you raise it above your head and scream out, "Cuthbert the Cudgel!" it will restore 1 hit point. And that can be done when you are reduced as well, too. So if that's the thing, that if you would lose 1 hit point, you can call out and raise that sword up and restore yourself. So it's a nice little get out of jail free card for taking damage. And it is a +3 sword.
Whoa.
+3 long sword.
Wow.
+3 to hit, +3 to damage, and reduce the weapon speed by 3.
Is Bergour going to become a 2-weapon fighter with a bastard sword and longsword?
Next is the spear, and the spear has that like freshly oiled look to the blade on the end. All right, Dorman is successful in identifying this. This is likewise has accoutrements of what do you call it? Of St. Cuthbert on it, and I believe it's a hold on. Oh, I can't remember what size of spear this is.
I rolled a D100 if you needed it.
Oh no, thanks. I'm just gonna take a look here.
It's a named item, guys.
Oh yeah, these will both have names for sure. And where is it here?
We will give them names if they don't have them already.
Yeah, poke sticker. They were out of names.
They ran out.
We'll call you a poke sticker. So it's a normal spear, so you can use it one-handed to do 1d6 against small, medium, 1d8 against large, or two-handed to do 1d6 plus 1 against small, medium, or 2d6 against large. Once per day, you can, or not once per day, once per hour, you can cause this thing to shoot off a bright flash of multicolored light. And the enchantment on this is +3 as well.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay. Next up is the staff with the iron shod on each end.
So I'll go now, Dorman, right? Because you've done two for today already.
I think if we go,
John, let's share the dice rolling.
I'll try and
I just am concerned about you. I don't want to be the zero con.
I won't be.
Okay.
See, I failed anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Just wanted to feel you more clutch.
Try one more time. But I still failed. So
John,
I don't know what I'm doing.
So go ahead and make your roll. 15. Oh, Jesus. What was the second roll for?
That was just two different items.
Two different items.
Yeah.
He looks
exactly.
briefly at them.
Hey,
Nope.
I should let you roll them, Kev, and you can give me like the completely wrong. Like,
you hold them up to your wrong eye.
Yeah,
Nope.
exactly.
All right, hold on here. So, Dorman, you successfully identified this. This is a, let's see here. Oh, I need a percentile roll from you too, please.
Oh, can do.
Okay.
This is the staff, right?
This is the staff, correct?
Yeah.
Now, did I roll this?
Man, you are on fire. Very
Sometimes
impressive.
they do good, sometimes they don't.
Okay, so
I didn't take protection from fire, though.
This is... Where is it? Here we go. This is a staff of devotion. The staff may only be used by priests. So what this priest spelled, what this, well, for one, if you have been wielding it for more than 24 hours, it grants you +1 or -1 to your AC, a AC bonus of 1.
Nice.
You need to be wielding it in order to gain that bonus. And it has a certain number of charges, because that's the way staffs work. Oh, and I have good news too, George. We found rules in the Book of Artifacts about recharging magical items.
Oh, that is very good.
So the priest may use the following powers without draining any charges 3 times a day, once per round. Yeah, so basically you have 3 different uses, and you pick of those things. So you have like 3 separate charges for those things, guys. Atonement, bless, create food and water, cure light wounds, avert evil eye, purify food and drink.
Nice.
Okay. And the following powers use 1 charge each, but may be used multiple times in 1 day, once per round, by any type of priest. Cure serious wounds, dispel magic, enthrall, neutralize poison, or remove curse.
I would like to point out that,
Guys,
mortal wounds.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this whole, going back and training and leveling up and stuff, and one of the main reasons was I've been hoping to get closer and closer to the cure serious wounds, because it can remove wounds.
Okay.
So good. Staff.
And staff might be able to help your eye there, Knox, and some of the other guys that are lingering injuries.
The following powers use 3 charges each. They are Flame Strike, Holy Word, Legend Lore, Raise Dead, and Restoration.
Wow. Raise
Holy
dead.
push.
In addition, the staff provides a +2 bonus to all saving throws of the individual who wields it.
This is pretty awesome.
Oh, question.
Would you
charges?
give me a D6 roll, please, John?
Wow.
Oh, a D6 roll that. 3.
3. This has 22 charges.
Nice.
So I'll type this up in Discord between now and the next session too, just so you guys
Awesome.
can have that.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, and let me write down the value of that.
Holy Carolies.
Yeah, that's
I think
great.
I got all of it, but yeah, good write-up's good.
Okay.
We could definitely, but we could use everything it can do. It comes in handy.
Okay,
next
so,
is the armor, the
Okay, you wanna-
quilted armor.
Knox.
Yeah, the quilted armor.
Here we go. Yes.
Nice. So Knox, this this blessed quilted armor, it has an AC of 8. Quilted armor has an AC of 8. However, this has a +3 AC bonus, +4 AC versus missiles, and those who are sleeping in it are never surprised.
Wow.
St.
Yeah.
Cuthbert watches over
That is
you.
perfect for Kev's adventures. We should get like 10 of these.
And they all look like onesies. So
Yeah, this is our camping accoutrement. We wear this to bed every night.
okay.
I think that's fair.
So it's not in gnome size, is it?
It is not. It is human sized.
Darn.
So
That's awesome.
yeah. So that is for those who are looking for who enjoy a big AC bonus and want to move around a little better. So it would be an AC 5 before you apply your modifiers, and it weighs quilted armor weighs very, very little.
That's amazing.
Wasn't Carrick looking at that stuff because he has to wear really light armor?
Well, he's a mage, so
He's a sword dancer. He's a warrior as well.
can he ignore?
Yeah, blade dancers that's one of the things. As long as they're wielding a sword in one hand, they can use their magic even while wearing leather armor.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And
Yep.
quilted weighs less, so.
Yeah. Well, that's the complaint about them, is that they I mean, depends on the campaign, but some feel that it's broken in that way, that it's just OP. But the how restricted they are with their weapon use, I'm not sure.
I personally think it's great.
It's super cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like in AD&D, like there's always something I can kill you with. Like,
I was going to say, have anybody played this? Anybody played this game?
yeah.
We can use some help.
So there's that. Next up is the 2 oils. Who wants to roll first?
Okay,
Go for that.
I'll go first and see what happens.
Yes. So the first oil is it's the oil. The oil of battle. It doubles the range. So when you rub it on a helmet, it doubles the range of any clairvoyance spells that you cast, and you can see in both infravision and ultravision for 24 hours.
Huh.
Give me a
That's
D,
Bergour's
D3
magic
roll,
helm
please.
qualify as a clairvoyant attack.
Which one? Sorry.
The Bergour's magic helm has that like mind control. Is that considered a clairvoyant?
No,
attack?
that's telepathic, not clairvoyant. Clairvoyant is seeing at a distance when you're not there. So give me a D3 roll, please, George.
Okay. And just to be clear, that was the 24 hours was per charge.
Yeah, per use of them. I'm seeing how many. You got 2. There's enough for 2 doses in this thing.
Okay.
Okay, and then the other oil.
Go for it, Knox.
All right. Here we go. No.
You.
No idea.
Dorman? Dorman's got it. Okay. Dorman, how many have you rolled for now?
This will be the 4th I've identified.
Okay. So you are fine for a little bit then. What am I looking for here?
Like, I hope it doesn't curse me. I like wizards
know.
working back to back to identify stuff.
I don't know what
It
what you
can
mean
happen.
by curse. You really think?
I really do like that about
Wait.
older schools.
Where you don't know that it's cursed?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, totally. No, it's like, why bother having curses if you...
exactly.
Yeah, you learn by doing.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's check the okay, XP value of those guys. Sorry about that. All right, and then Dorman, you successfully identified the other one. This is an oil of hardening. If you apply it to armor, it gives you a +2 AC bonus for 10 minutes.
Cool.
You need a D3 for me as well?
You have 4 doses of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need. I rolled
Nice.
apparently earlier.
Nice.
Okay. And.
That's it.
Nope.
No?
One more thing.
Wait, there's more.
The book.
The book.
Go for it, Knox.
Okay. I will attempt to peruse the book and see what I can discern. Nothing. I rolled
Yes!
100. I go insane.
No, you absolutely understand what's happening with it.
Oh no, that's worse. That's worse.
This is a crit failure.
Oh, how
Yeah.
perfect is this? Oh my gosh.
It's not perfect. It's the opposite.
I didn't want to touch the necromancy book anyway.
We had a
You were smart.
So we had a ticking time bomb with 1P in our Icewind Dale campaign that went ticking along for about 15 sessions, and it's been terrific. So I'm glad to have one in this game now too.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. He's talking about cola.
Yep.
All right. So what this is first off, you by studying the book is for one full day. That's how you gain access to its powers. And one thing it does is once you have done that, as long as you are bearing the book, as long as you're actually carrying the book with you, you are immune to magic missiles.
Whoa. Cool.
Ice King immunity?
It makes you immune to the to magic missiles completely. And where is it here? Once per day. So I wrote down, what a dummy, Mike. I wrote down like, add this in rather than putting a fucking thing in. Kev, you lazy bastard. All right, so here's what you can do. Once per day, you may
Sounds like
cast-
writer notes.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like insert
When
speech.
you're revising a story, and it's like insert, ancient history about this race and culture that you created, and then you leave it blank for a while, and it gets to one of your readers later, and they're like, got this weird note here that I'm not sure what to say about.
Totally.
All right, so here's what you can do. Once per day, you may cast each of these using the book. And it has a pretty high level, too. I think it's 12th level. One is Ball Lightning. The other is Maximilian's Stony Grasp.
Earth spells.
One is Melf's Minute Meteors. And the final one is Wall of Water.
Cool.
Those sound like evocation spells, so it's perfect that Knox got it.
Some of them for sure are. Yeah.
I wonder if Wall of Water would fit into Darius Carmen's living room.
Wait a minute. Earth, fire, air, and water.
And are there any charges associated with this, or that's just
Once per day.
in
As far as
perpetuity?
you know, once per day.
Okay. That's pretty amazing.
And nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else bad would happen. I mean, this seems all fine, right? Fine. It's fine.
Nothing.
Carrying around a book of theirs, then no problem.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Why would the blasphemous book of Tharizdun be any source of concern for you?
Yep. Gorman is totally sure that he identified it correctly.
Yeah, of course. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry.
Even though he's highly suspicious of the necromancy book, he believes it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, Tail's totally keeping an eye on Knox.
Yeah. Well, necromancy is also, you're shooting a little low there. This is something that is attuned to the demonic, or to a unfathomably destructive and evil creature from outside of space and time.
Yeah, but don't worry. I got this. It's not a problem.
When you more, perused it than you did study it, right?
Yeah. I didn't get too far into it. It's not like I went to it like the middle of a cult or anything. I just
You use the bold face method, just studying the bold face terms, right?
That's right. That's right.
Guys,
Right.
Exactly.
I think Knox might be a new convert to my let's worship Thera's Dune strategy.
Yes.
That is not a strategy.
Okay, so guys.
Am I going to have to sharpen my backstabbing knife?
I'm starting to see Druin as like axe in one hand, staff in the other, kind of like Gandalf, but like the priest version.
Yep.
Just thinking,
I think you
unless
can't.
Tail wants in some of that magic healing,
I don't think that you can wield a staff as a combat thing one-handed, but don't you have the? Doesn't your thing grant you a +1 AC when you've got an offhand weapon that you're not attacking with? Or am I thinking of too many additions at once?
I don't know. I'll have to check, but I don't think I took the duelist side. I took the dual weapon.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. You specialize with axes. That's right. Okay, so guys, but remember, you can retrain that stuff during downtime too, if you choose.
Right.
So, guys, I think what we'll do with the events of that day or that evening or whatnot, we will deal with on Friday. But let's award. Well, first off, is anyone grabbing any of these items? It sounds like Druin is quite hot and heavy to grab that staff.
Well, Chael's a priest. We're the only two, so that's why I was.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure all of those are too big for Dorman, so he'll pass.
Knox, of course, as per last session, even is really interested in the Book of Thurston.
I think it's not a question whether you're letting anyone else
He
at this
can't help
point.
himself.
Yeah. Fire's coming out of his mouth that's mixed with snow and earth. It's mine!
And my precious.
Okay, what about the sword and the spear and the oils and the armor? Anyone want to lay claim to those?
Should we put Carrick down for the quilted armor?
I think so.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Since he wields, he's the light armor guy, and that's really good light armor.
I'll
I'll
text Brent, let him know.
Cool.
What does Carrick use, a bastard sword or a long sword?
Bastard sword.
Bastard sword.
And
okay.
it's a specific weapon. Like the blade dancers are pretty particular about what specific weapon they use. It's not just that it's bastard swords, it's his bastard sword.
Okay.
Right.
I'm happy to continue carrying the St. Cuthbert sword.
Okay.
As a sidearm, I guess.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Then, how many points of Astonishing Fortune are left?
We have all 6.
All 6? Oh, nice. Okay.
Wow.
Oops. Shit.
No,
Yeah.
right?
Good
That's
enough,
a
good for
rarity.
us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So there was a magic sword. There was a spear.
Yeah, let me go look.
Okay, divided by...
It's a +3 spear, and you can shoot multicolored lights out of it once per hour.
All right, guys.
Sounds
So-
like a real go item.
Druin, what's your AC? Right now. Just flat out.
4.
Mm. You may want the staff then.
But
My base AC is a 2.
But I don't. Yeah, we could talk about it after this session.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'd rather. Yeah.
It's going to be one of the two of us, obviously.
Yeah, and it's just like the what we're doing for the more powerful items is just spend 24 hours with it, then you've attuned to it. That way, it's not you
Right.
can't just like pass it amongst you guys and decide. Okay, so guys, we're over time right now, so let me just quickly give you your XP. I have been calculating that in the background, and what you guys have earned including all the different things you identified, in spite of not defeating any adversaries, and including Max getting his share. You guys are walking away before your prime requisite bonus. 2,771 XP. 2,771.
Woohoo!
Pretty nice.
Hello, 76th level.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Okay. Max is below 20,000 to reach his next level.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Boy, Max A. Okay, guys, so then we will have to figure out who's getting what things, who's taking the oils, and I'll let Brent know that he has been handed that quilted armor. But for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 83. A lot of chatty, a lot of identifying some stuff this session, but I think making plans for the future is always a useful endeavor. And I think you guys made some really good schemes. Plus, I rolled a random encounter, so you know it's not like we got nothing to look forward to.
That's right.
If, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You can also find a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels dedicated to this campaign, this game, every other game we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great stuff, including finding a group channel, including discussion of virtual tabletops, just lots of great stuff, pictures of our pets, and so lots of terrific things, lots of terrific people, more to the point, and tons of great conversations going on. So, oh, and of course, our very, very important inaugural video game channel. So, capturing my early 30s by playing some World of Warcraft again. So yeah, you're of course more than welcome to join us there. In addition, let's see here. If you enjoy the session and you don't want to miss any future sessions, be sure to click on subscribe and the bell icon to not miss any sessions. I also post a schedule for the coming week on the community tab of the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel, on the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and I post it to Twitter. So you got lots of ways of keeping track of the game and the games we're playing. And speaking of the games we're playing, they are, of course, nothing without our players. So, for the players, George, Jeff, John, Arlen, Dave, and Will, thank you so much for playing with me today, guys. What a great way to spend a hump day evening. Congratulations, Will, for hitting... Are you level 6 now?
Finally level 6.
Nice. So I think the only one who's sucking hind teat then is Carrick.
And Frogo if he shows up.
Oh yeah, what level is Rilgo right now? I don't even know.
I think 3.
Is he 3rd level? Nice, 4th level.
He could be my henchman.
Yeah, he's 4th level, so he's I think the same as what Carrick is in at least one of his classes. So awesome.
Nice, okay.
Then yeah, so guys, yeah, thank you so much for playing. This was fucking great, and we're inching, man. 17 sessions, and we're at 100. Pretty crazy.
Oh.
So you've got 17 sessions to stop Tharizdun from, you know, opening up the world and destroying everything. You guys got that handle,
problem.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Probably gonna burn like 4 of them on training. So
Exactly.
All right. So then, for those again listening at home, thank you so much for joining us. If you are joining us during the current crisis, we do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we have given you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think of the troubles that our heroes, I guess today's not so much got themselves into, very narrowly avoided, but the troubles that they plan to get themselves in future, like taking on a change, you know, uber god. So, thank you. And until we see you again, happy gaming.